So I'm still thinking about the song of Abanyarwanda Bajira Kuluma. But one thing about there's drama that you really feel like, you know what, if it were me, I don't think I would I would survive even a day. But there are people who survive with drama for years. For years.
Yep.
And they get used to it. Mm-hmm. They know when to keep quiet. By the way, they also get to a time. You see how that man that you were talking about, when the man's turn, the woman will be shh.
Yeah.
She will even hide herself in the house.
We were handling a situation some time back, and I mentioned this. I said, no marriage is the same.
Yeah.
All marriages are different. So if you're looking at another's marriage to gauge yours, you're in trouble. Because what brings down one marriage may be something so small to another marriage.
To the other marriage, yes.
So no marriage is the same. Yeah. And then there's no one who has graduated. There's no one who understands it. And what we do right now, it's not that we understand everything, but we share the little that
experience
we know. And tell you what, we have our own challenges. We have our own issues. But how we deal with them is different. So no marriage is the same. And trust me, once you learn to celebrate the 2% that is good,
that's how it keeps building.
That's how a marriage, just like you said, the drama evolves. Once you intentionally choose to celebrate the good, it also grows.
It multiplies.
So you were asking that how come some of these drama people stay long together, and they get children every year.
They will give birth to like 10, 11.
Yes. So you realize they were quarreling, they were fighting. Some of them, I've seen stuff. There was a couple, every night they quarrel, fight, and chase each other around the house. But for the time I saw them, consecutive 5 years, they had children. Every young abazala. So I kept wondering,
it would end in
after
happiness.
Fighting and chasing each other around the house,
it would end in
how did they...
How do they start? How do they look at
you would
themselves?
Think everyone would sleep in a different room or something like that. But wapi, they would go cuddle and have stuff and get children.
After chasing themselves around
while you're counting
with knives.
While you're counting how many days am I fertile,
I know.
Of us money,
for them they don't know those
they
things.
Don't know they have it every day after fighting.
Checho.
That's why they can't miss out.
It's like dessert. And you're here with your timetables. You're doing timetables. Simanyi Monday, simanyi what. For them, they don't have timetables.
They can't miss a day of fighting and having fun.
Oh, God. And educated people are here, reading into things and understanding too much. Guys, we're talking about drama, and there's a lot of drama. Definitely there is harmful drama that is also happening, and I think people take drama differently. There are those that can endure, and then there are those that are cut out to just break. When drama breaks loose, and because they just don't know how to handle it, they take things too personal. They don't have any chance to joke, or they don't have any chance. And some drama, by the way, can have a silver lining of joke to it, because some of those people, after some time, they look back and they're like, but what were we thinking? And they joke about it. But that means they all don't hold things too personally and want to revenge so that means it does it comes out differently in different marriages, just like you have said. And I think the other thing that I would want to throw into the mix is the influence. The influence, have you ever seen that if people have direct communication, drama can be a bit easy to cut out or to curb or to manage, but if it becomes a triangle, so and so told me this and so told me this, becomes so hard. Now when you come, now you're at loggerheads because there's another person in the mix, a layer, or you layers, or you opened up.
Kati, let me tell you, there is nothing that exaggerates an issue like influence,
Yeah.
like talking to the wrong people. Someone said your worst enemy is bad advice. When you listen to wrong people, all that they do is to destroy you,
To incite you.
let me tell you, even with all your problems, we have more problems. Don't think that me keeping quiet, handling, managing and suffering silently does not mean that I don't. When I have my issues, I've learnt my way around them.
Yeah.
Now, when you bring your issues, at times you are only bringing them to already an endangered, poisonous person, someone who will only kill you because he has already failed. Some people have failed silently, others loudly and outwardly, while you are having an issue that I think is manageable. Because this is what happens, Hilda. In most cases, when you are watching couples, what we do not know is what we celebrate. So when we look at you, regardless of all your issues, we are like, Mama.
And you're still
they are
holding
well,
hands. I know.
They are good.
Couple
they are
goals.
okay. Okay?
Power couple.
The issue here is it's because that couple has not revealed to you
Who they really are.
they are handling internally and maturely and like civilized people. That when they have a misunderstanding, okay, they will hold hands and pray and believe God to intervene and help them. Or one will compromise. Now the issue about compromise is huge.
Yes.
One will compromise
Suck it in.
and suck it in and bear it until the other one calms down. Something like that. So they are handling internally, but they're not telling you. That's why you can admire
And you're calling them angels.
Now, this is where the problem is. When you have an issue and you've been handling and you decide now to go to, it's now Hilda and Tim, and Hilda decides to say to go to Annette. Annette has been admiring you all her days.
Yeah.
And right now you are telling her about an issue in your home. Guess what Annette will do? Annette will call a few people that she has gone to and told them the good about you and tell them.
Come.
Oh, my Jesus. Now, at that point, all that she wants is to spice it up to be believable.
Exactly.
So whatever that she will give them.
It's another version.
Okay? And that version,
a sellable version.
That version will not end with that 5 or 6 people that she knows. It will go viral.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Okay? Now, all of a sudden, you put up a post as Hilda, and everyone is insulting you on a post, and you're wondering, I only talked to Annette.
Kumbe.
You understand?
The triangle has begun spreading.
Now, Tim gets to know through maybe 10, 20 people.
Very far. Yeah.
And now you realize if Tim had compromised, is trying to handle, whether you like it or not, it will be fire on you, Hilda.
Yeah.
Because it was between. How did it end up there? I only talked to Annette. So the issue here is we're not saying don't go to your friends, but be wise whom you go
be
to.
Very
wise.
Calculated.
Must be a spiritual person, a person of character.
Even a spiritual person must be one that you trust. There are people who are spiritual but with loose mouths.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's why he said discernment.
Discernment is
very key, and be careful. Really be careful.
You don't know who wishes you well.
I have so many people that I know, but I have very few friends. And of the friends that I handpick, okay? Now, in my close circle, in my inner circle, again, I have very few. Probably like 3 at my age. And by that, I mean those I can talk to about my worst day any day. And I trust and I know.
They will have you.
They will die with it. No, they will die with it. They will not take it anywhere.
Very discerning.
Very discerning. So, akasenge jako, your sieve should be very strong. Very strong. Influence is key. Influence is something that you can never take for granted. Okay? When you joke around with influence, you're gone. You can be influenced to become anything that you've never dreamt of, that you will never want to be. You can become a totally different woman, a totally different man. Why? Because of influence. So if you're careful to sieve, I usually use the example. Some people, I will see them at the gate. Some people, I can sit with them in at the veranda.
Yeah.
I mean the compound.
Yes.
Others I can sit with them at the veranda and finish the conversation there and they go. Others will sit in my living room.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you realize those all are
Levels.
phases and levels that someone has to graduate from just saying, meeting you at the gate and saying, yes, how can I help you? Okay, I'll see to it. I'll give you a call. Thank you. Bye. Another one, no, you can't end at the gate.
Compound.
Please come. But I give you the category around the compound because I'm careful.
Yeah.
I don't want to just hurry
Open
up my doors for you to get into my house only to regret. So all those are phases that we go through as men and as women. You, the mother of the house, this is actually more onto you than anyone else. I think the easiest way to penetrate any home is through a woman. The easiest, by the way, because we tend to complicate ourselves as men. And the reason as to why we complicate ourselves as men, we want to stay the heroes. That's why you meet a man who's stupid, who doesn't know, but does not want to learn. You call them for a conference, they will not come. You call them for a seminar, it's because that's how God created us. We think we know. So in most cases, even when you are dying, you want to die silently. You're like, if I talk to someone, that's why we are the last ones. We are the last ones to stop and seek help.
Direction, yeah.
At least I'll drive and up to now, by the way, I do it. I can drive 5 times. And while Hilda is complaining, Tim, let's just ask. Chigenda kutujja ko.
Petrol station is there.
Nzijukira betwali tugende gundi twayita wano. Soko ndeke. Nengena nembula nempeta nenkomawo. Nenga please I don't want to. Until I'm like, okay, I'm going to roll down the window. You ask the border guy. But the thing is, by just asking,
it makes
you
the work
solve
very easy. Yeah.
20 problems. Yeah. That I want to embed them, Peter, wenyini wembade ngenda. Simple as that. Thank God for Google Maps now. We no longer get that loss. Unless... Anyway.
Has a Google Map ever... has it ever taken you to a different place?
Gate.
Oh my God.
So anyway, getting back to the bit about influence, men tend to be iron. Yeah. Women are the easiest link. Very easy. Very easy to penetrate. Very easy to dig information.
They don't
easy
discern easily, most of them. Not cautious.
No, by the way, something so special about women, something so special about them. They can be able to see what I cannot see. But the problem is they have very little control. Okay, in managing what they can see. That's why in some businesses you'll find some men saying, I want my wife here.
Because she can see far.
She can see things.
Predict.
The problem is when you give her the powers over what she has seen, the business is normal. So what the man does is, and a wise man will not everything the woman will tell him. You understand? But will not allow her to solve the problem because if it's a supplier, Ajamugoba. So she can easily mess up all your relationships because with that she will go to the extreme when handling it. While with you as a man, you'll be very calculative. You're like, I know that this guy can supply 5 trips of sand before I pay him. Much as anyongedemo mutwalo. I can live with it because he will give me time. Cash in advance.
You're logical and this is emotional.
Okay.
We had to sum it up. But just like you said, when it comes to the drama, just like you said, when the woman has their guards down, that means that they are opening the door to so much to get in. While you, as a man, you overcomplicate yourself. You are the Iron Man, and so it's very hard for someone to say nyingirida kuono.
Yeah.
And yet it's so easy for a woman.
Yeah.
So that means you have to not just stay on guard but be very cautious, because then that influence comes back into play when it comes to what you have heard, who said
and the other example
and
I can
drama
give you
that arises.
And the other example I can give you is even with politicians. Do you know that when one wants to blackmail another, the easiest is through the woman. They'll find their way. Now, like we're married, they'll find their way around Hilda in order to get me. And in most cases, they succeed.
When they try that route,
they always succeed. So it's a woman can easily
let her guard down.
Yeah.
Yeah?
manipulated.
And that means that it's a word of caution
So influence
to the women out
there
Let's-
that be careful.
Build that muscle to know that not everyone wishes you well.
Yeah.
Not everyone. And the thing is, there are people who can buy their time like for years.
Yeah.
So sometimes while you're looking at something that is short-lived, maybe someone wants to sabotage you in just a matter of days, some people take a year plan or even a long strategy, and they're willing to be patient with it. So let's look into that. But the other thing I also wanted to cast into this mix, the authorities, figures in authority, most especially, and still I have seen them coming through the side of the woman. If, let's say, for example, a pastor, a bishop, a priest, a reverend, if they are to misguide, because most of them guide well, but there are those who say, your first submission is to me as a pastor before you submit to your man. I don't know whether you've had some of those stories.
Which I would say is wrong.
And some men have complained that my woman respects more the pastor than they respect me. They can respond anyhow to me, but with the pastor, it's kneeling and everything, is yes.
Let me tell you,
because that also causes drama.
I will tell you, I don't mind if my wife kneels or doesn't. But if she knelt for someone else, I would have an issue.
I know.
I would want to know that person. I would want to know who that person is. That my wife
knelt to.
I remember one day.
Where's your allegiance?
One day my wife knelt while greeting the Kabaka of Buganda. And that's okay. That is a high figure of authority. That if she did not, I would think she has a problem.
To any other?
I would want to know, as in, Musumbono yani.
In my culture, I don't even kneel for my father. I don't.
So I would want to know, Musumbono yani, that my wife is, I would want to know. Not in a bad way, but I would want to know. So some men, Bambi, have taken it to the extreme, or I've gone to the extreme of it by saying, even the decisions that are made at home, it's my
manipulated
pastor.
By the pastor.
It's my pastor's voice that I feel. I feel my pastor's voice.
Which land we buy, what car we buy.
I feel my pastor's voice echoing over and over and over again through my wife. And I don't want it.
I want to be a man in my own
I am the
house.
priest of this house.
Yeah.
I am the priest of this house. And that means, at least in my house, I should be the reverend.
Yeah.
So, of course, I'll take offense if I feel another man's voice. Because at that point, you're not a pastor. You are another man. And so my question is, who are you? Besides being my pastor and my wife's pastor, who are you that you're the one who's...
To have all this authority.
In my house.
Yeah.
When I ask my wife about anything, she says, I need to first talk to Papa.
I know.
So am I Mama?
Who is Papa? I hear my mama. But I think some of those women bachisusa. Like it just goes out of the ordinary. I would love to think that some men of God are actually well-meaning, though some of them, the few of them are manipulative. Some of them are actually manipulative. They sell these ideas to these poor women, I would call them poor women or misguided women, and all of a sudden, this woman feels like they are willing to lose their home, but to still stay with their pastor.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to drama, that also is
drama.
A source of that.
And let me tell you, Hilda, I am a man. There is nothing that beats a man like feeling second best in his home. If there is anyone who's taking my place in my home, it's no longer mine.
I know.
It is no longer mine.
Disrespectful.
That pain can cause any illness, can cause depression, any form of sickness. By the way, let me tell you, anything that we are out there, anything that we are pursuing as men out there is just to build a home, just to go back home and I'm the father. I can afford to be disrespected everywhere and anywhere. I can. Even if it's just in a eating place, in a bank or anywhere where I go to do my business deals, I can afford to be insulted anywhere.
But
But
not
the
your home.
insult of being second best in my home, that is far-fetched. As in, I can't. I'm either the man or I'm not. So if there's any other man who is more man than me, then let them come and
Marry
take
you.
over.
Yeah.
Let them take over. Let them take over. Respectfully. Actually, it will be more respectful if they come and take the place and I know that I'm no longer Hilda Bahati's husband.
Yeah.
As simple as that. Otherwise, that drama, nida.
Not mother-in-law, not simanyi brother, not simanyi father-in-law. No one has the right to do that.
No one.
You'll have opened a
No
door
one.
that you will.
It's
never
possible
could
I may
able
be
to
in the
close.
wrong as a man. Okay, I will be respected if you speak to me as me, not to speak to me through. Like the things that insult us are very small, by the way. I can know my father's voice, father-in-law's voice speaking through you.
Yeah.
I can know my mother-in-law's voice speaking through you. I can know when it's your brother speaking through. I can tell. I'm not stupid. I can tell. Then
if
I
it's a
can
pastor.
know. Yes, it's a pastor. And then I can know if Hilda is talking to me. Now, the most respectful manner and way of handling things is when Hilda is talking to her husband.
Be
you
yourself.
talking to me. Then I reciprocate respect. I will listen. I'll try to understand. And I'll act. But some men have become very stubborn because they're hearing another voice.
You become a puppet.
Okay, Kari. And he just goes and does the opposite.
Until
No
you
Zimba
can
until
become
the
yourself.
drama is becoming real. But what he's not telling you is, I'm just being rebellious. You can't.
Put a leash on me.
Sure.
You can't control me.
I am the man. You understand? And what's happening here is the impact is going to be on all of you as a family. Because simply because it's like, I will be rebellious. Until I'm given my respect and
who does
and
the
my
pain
place
come back to?
and my place as a
You
man.
as the woman.
Exactly.
So that means know your place.
Know your place.
Know your place and stand in your position. Anyone else can be an advisor, but you have the last word.
Yep.
The last word on your marriage. Something else that we can maybe think about in line with the drama is being able to resolve the drama very early, because then what you resolve does not grow.
Yeah.
You have buried it. You have cut it short.
And I've mentioned,
you have not given it life.
I've mentioned compromise. Compromise. Where you see room for compromise, become the fool. Compromise.
If it does not hurt you.
When you compromise, physically, you look the fool. Physically, you look the weak one. Physically, everything. But in the other realm, you're the strongest. You're carrying all the weight. Okay? When we twist it, you're carrying all the weight. You're the most understanding. You're more civilized. You're more brilliant. You're more everything. Because you decided to compromise. Because compromise does not come without understanding. In most cases, compromise comes with understanding. 2, compromise comes because you've seen the better future. And you've chosen the better future for the two of you. So you're like, instead of exaggerating this issue, which I can, I choose
Peace.
So,
no, calm down. You let the other drama flare, and it will eventually die down.
It goes and then
naturally, and you're able to even
so
have time.
Number
to
one
speak.
is compromise. What will be the other?
Now, I'm thinking the way you resolve is definitely respectfully addressing each other.
Yeah.
I believe that when it is cut out, the respect is cut out of a conversation, the flaring is so quick.
Yeah.
But the moment there is respect, even in the words that you are using, as in there is a way the other person has to think twice.
Now, there are some people that are wired to react emotionally in the heat of the moment. What they need to develop is to be able to manage that.
Take some time, breathe.
That emotion, the emotions that are under flaring and the heat of the moment, to learn to manage that. One of the ways you can do that is call up someone that you really, really, really trust. Just like we said, influence is key.
Yeah.
If you're having the right person, call them. One that you know. I usually call them accountability partners. But one thing that cuts out cuts it out for me for an accountability partner is one who has nothing to lose by losing you. So someone who will tell you the ugly truth that you don't want to hear. So when you call up this person, pour all your heart to them.
This is what's happening.
Now, when you do that, in most cases, you will calm down because they will listen. All that you needed is someone to listen. But the problem is if you go to your husband, the offender at this point, and you're trying to tell them, it might not work because
like
the way you're going to express yourself will be more of an attack. So call up the Hilda, call up Tim, have a conversation and tell him everything ugly, cry all that you want. After that, when you've calmed down, he will tell you what to do and how to address it.
To have a sane conversation. And then the last bit we will talk about is prayer.
That is super.
I know. Prayer changes things. It changes the atmosphere. And there is a way God empowers you, and he will even show some of these things before they happen.
I call it the peace that surpasses all human understanding. There's that peace, that overwhelming, that peace that just subdues, that just takes over. Yeah. In the midst of the storm, in the midst of many waters where you've lost yourself, you don't understand yourself. When you devote to God and take time, you coil yourself in the presence of God, and you tell him, help me.
Yeah, save me.
Help me. God will minister to you like no other pastor, no other counselor, no one can match that. Yeah. And in that moment, you will come out a new person.
And he will direct your path.
Definitely. Oh, that's okay. Prayer.
Yeah, we love you guys. We want to hear from you. So please keep writing. For those of you that would need to get into mentorship, we have the men's mentorship. Men meet. They meet every Thursday. If you go to Tim's pages, all social media platforms, Tim Sabiti, you'll be able to actually get all that information. And then for those of you that would love to get into coaching, public speaking, personal branding, and just being able to create, if you have seen me over the years and you have at one time thought, I would want to be like Bahati, I believe you can be more than me, but just get into the mentorship. You have the numbers on your screen. Make sure that you inbox us, WhatsApp us, let's talk, and let's get you on a journey to make you the best version of yourself so you can be able to serve God, impact people, and transform lives. We love you. Bless you.